Hi everyone, and welcome to my book critique number 5. For my first book, I chose Charlotte's Web, which is written by E.B. White, illustrated by Garth Williams. The genre is traditional literature picture book. It received the Newbery Medal Award. It was published in 1952 with a reading level of 2nd through 4th grade. Charlotte's Web surrounds a pig named Wilbur, who is the runt of the litter. He is taken to a farm where he is told that eventually he will be Christmas dinner. However, Wilbur doesn't want to die. He meets a spider in the barn called Charlotte. Charlotte decides that she will help to make sure that Wilbur doesn't get eaten. She starts to spin webs with words written inside of them, such as "some pig" or the word "humble." These webs attract attention from people all around who come to see and marvel the webs that Charlotte makes for the pig Wilbur. Eventually, Wilbur goes to the county fair and wins an award, and Charlotte spins her last web, which has the word "humble" for Wilbur. Unfortunately, Charlotte lays a bunch of eggs and is not able to make it back from her journey and unfortunately dies. But Wilbur carries the egg sack full of baby spiders back to the barn where he helps raise them, and Charlotte's babies keep on going for generation to generation. So for my first lesson, I chose a science lesson for grade level 3. The objective of this lesson is students will learn about the life cycle of spiders and what elements in food they need in order to survive. Students will learn the different stages of spiders that they undergo from life to death, and students will also begin opportunities to define the transitional steps in spiders' lives through an interactive assessment that will be given to them. And then they will also learn about the life cycle of the prey that spiders rely on, such as fruit flies. And students will also be given a digital worksheet where they have to define the life cycle of fruit flies and perform on it. So my technology resource comes from ecosystemforkids.com. So first, on the bottom left corner, I have a spider life cycle game that's interactive. Students will have to define the different steps of a spider's life cycle, accurately put the words to the correct picture, and then double check to make sure it's correct through the solve button. Afterwards, they will then complete a life cycle of a housefly worksheet, which is also on the same website under worksheets. They will have to define the different steps of a fruit fly's life cycle and then create or write a paragraph about the life cycle for further analysis. And they will submit that information to their teacher. For my second lesson, I chose an art lesson for grade level 2. The objective is students will create a piece of art that relates to their own identity and how they perceive themselves in their environment. So this one's a more personal lesson. So just like Charlotte spun webs that related to Wilbur, students will be given the opportunity to draw a picture of themselves in a spider web with a word or phrase written inside of their spider web. So for an example, a student who finds themselves to be very confident can draw a picture of themselves and draw a spider web with the word confident in it. Then students will have to provide a paragraph explanation of the reasoning for why they chose that word, and their explanation can be personal, can be related to an experience they have. This is more about self-assessment, but they're also supposed to relate it back to the material. For the second book I chose Inch by Inch, written by Leo Lionni, also illustrated by him as well. The genre is informational picture book and children's literature. It received the Caldecott Award and was published in 1961 and is at a reading level of K through 3. So for Inch by Inch, this is a book that talks about a inchworm who likes to measure anything he can by using his body because he's an inch long. So he likes to measure plants, birds' beaks, and really anything he can in the environment. However, one day a hungry nightingale threatens to eat him for breakfast unless he can measure her song. And the inchworm has to go through a clever solution of how to solve this dilemma. But ultimately this book teaches measurement, how to measure. So this would be really good paired with like a math lesson. And I just personally like this book a lot because I read this book when I was a kid and it was very helpful for me to learn how to do measurements, and also I just like learning about bugs and the environment. So this is a great read. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great day.